social media?
Put us on Instagram, Kate said. She's following us.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, include Mighty Lager in our list. Sure. As a replacement for the other one. In the same style, though. Let's wait till not this set. Let's wait till later today. I don't. Mine are in order. Is Bankel good?
Sure.
Good recovery. Bankel?
Start with Bankel.
Bankel.
Bankel Saint-Louis.
They have to be smaller now.
What?
They have to be smaller from now on, right?
You gotta hope. Still have depends on the faculty, doesn't it? Those split that.
Have they done?
Yeah, they've done that before. I feel like I'm wearing the right glasses. I'm sure they are. They're not black. Right?
No, they're white at the bottom.
They're right.
Yeah.
What's next? Number first one there? Yeah, really? Yeah, really. Yeah. That's amazing for first trump. I know. That's so beautiful too. Great arrangement. He's a trumpet player. I knew he did. Not like you arranging star record.
Different material.
Yeah. Kind of self-destructive.
Yeah, they're gonna trumpet player wrote this?
Not much of a player up. He must be a flugelhorn specialist or something. Two pieces?
I think Scott McMillan arrangement.
Well, we'll find out from the trombone player. Optional as high as you. Optional. Okay. Yeah. What about Anson's? Yeah. Very similar. Yeah, but we're at 9 o'clock. Pretty much 9 o'clock. Well, when you goes by fast. Yeah. Well, when you goes right there, right up. It's 2 pages long, but only takes a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Dalhousie's 2022 Spring Convocation for the Faculty of Health. My name is Frank Harvey. It is a distinct honor and privilege to be serving as Dalhousie's Provost and Vice President Academic, and I'll be your MC today, and we are all absolutely thrilled that we can be here for this celebration in person. Please be seated. I would now like to ask Elder Catherine Martin, our Director of Indigenous Community Engagement, to deliver the traditional Mi'kmaq welcome.
Kwe, Madolok Diok, Weli Giskuk. Hello, welcome everybody, and it's a beautiful day, thankfully. And I'd like to welcome all of you to the unceded territory of my ancestors, my family, the Mi'kmaq, the territory and the nation of Mi'kmaq. And lovely that our ancestors were always thinking about us 7 generations before and 7 generations ahead whenever they were to make a decision for the whole people. And in the 1700s, they ensured that we would always live according to our way of life in partnership with others by signing the Peace and Friendship Treaty. So for thousands and thousands of years, we've welcomed all who come to our territory to share in it. And again, we welcome all of you, and congratulations to all of those lovely graduates today. I know how you're feeling, and you should be very proud of yourself. Before we begin, I'd like us all to take a moment of silence in honor of those young little children who we've all found out about in the last few days in Texas. Olaliok.
Thank you very much, Kathy, for that beautiful welcome. I would also like to begin by acknowledging that Dalhousie University and our community benefit from and sit on Mi'kmaq, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. We are very grateful for our partnerships and our friendships across Dalhousie's campuses, our faculties, and our administrative units. We are grateful for our community leaders, our elders and residents, our Indigenous Advisory Council, our Director of Indigenous Community Engagement, our Indigenous Student Center, Indigenous Research Facilitator in the VP Research Office, Indigenous Health Programs, Inclusive Pathways to the Medical Professions and the Health Professions, and many other important initiatives and partnerships across our campuses, our faculties, including the Faculty of Health and our administrative units. We will continue to work on and build on these critically important relationships and friendships because we are all treaty people, and we take these words and our commitments to truth and reconciliation very seriously. We would also like to acknowledge the histories, the contributions, and the legacies of the African Nova Scotian people and communities who have been here for over 400 years, and we are grateful for our African Nova Scotian Advisory Council and our Director of Nova Scotian Community Engagement. There are 2 times on our university campuses that are particularly significant. The first is at the start of every year when we welcome our students to campus, and the second is at the end when we come together as we are today to celebrate the completion of your programs. For many, this day comes with a range of different emotions: sadness at leaving Dalhousie and your Dal community and your friends, or perhaps a little eagerness to move on from Dal and Nova Scotia, possibly a little fear and anxiety about your futures, and certainly gratitude for all of those who supported you along the way. But among the different emotions that you and your classmates are working through right now, I hope you feel pride. You've accomplished what many can only dream of, and you should be proud of your many significant and noteworthy achievements. Completing your degree, particularly in unique and challenging circumstances, including a global pandemic, certainly gives all of us reasons to be incredibly proud of you and your accomplishments. Convocation marks the culmination of years of very, very hard work. You've spent hundreds of hours in classes and tutorials. You've come to campus during lockdowns to complete critical skill-based labs and simulations. You've read thousands of pages from books and journal articles and research reports. You've written and studied hundreds of pages of notes that you've extracted from those books and reports. You've completed many formative and summative exams, completed clinical and practical fieldwork hours within various health settings, many of you supporting frontline COVID-related care delivery, volunteered to support pandemic-related activities, and many supporting COVID testing and vaccine sites and operations, and you've made many great friends. But you've also spent a good part of the last several years balancing schoolwork, your jobs, social lives, dealing with fears and anxieties about your programs and your future, taking chances and risks on program choices and courses, dealing with relationships, social pressures, maybe just a little bit of pressure from your parents and family. You've been managing your budget and in many cases completing your degrees while juggling a job, maybe in some cases more than one, to cover tuition. And I am sure you've dealt with personal and emotional crises and losses, perhaps losses related to the pandemic. Your graduation today speaks volumes about your capacity and your willingness to succeed anywhere by applying the life lessons, the skills, the knowledge, the passions, the life choices that you've been collecting and living through over the last several years. Again, Convocation marks the end of years of very, very hard work. Don't let anyone tell you after graduation that it's time to, quote, get in the game. You've been in the game for several years, including through 2 years of a pandemic. That is why we're here today celebrating. That is why your family and your friends and our entire Dalhousie community are so incredibly proud of you. So feel free to make some noise. Congratulations. Family and friends, although we would typically encourage you to move around the auditorium to take as many pictures as you'd like, for health and safety reasons, we would ask that you stay in your seat, take as many pictures as you'd like, but we will have photographers from Life Choice taking close-up pictures that we will be sharing with you, and please do share your best photos online using hashtag DalGrad. And as always, Convocation is being webcast, so you can have the pleasure of watching and sharing the celebration through our Dal website. Now I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to those individuals who will be participating in our ceremony today. And when I call your name, if you can please stand. Scott Bryson, Dalhousie's Chancellor. Dr. Deep Saini, President and Vice Chancellor. Dr. Louise Spiteri, Interim Chair of Senate. Dr. Brenda Merritt, Dean of the Faculty of Health. Dr. Marty Leonard, Dean of the Faculty of Graduate Studies. Elder Catherine Martin, who delivered the beautiful Mi'kmaq welcome this morning. Elder Anne Labilowa from Eel River Bar, New Brunswick, who will be presenting a medicine pouch to our Indigenous graduate students today. Dr. Jennifer Stamp, our 2020 Dalhousie Alumni Association Award of Excellence for Teaching recipient, who carried the Dalhousie New Dawn staff, leading our graduates into the ceremony today. And Dr. Barb Hamilton Hinch, our Assistant Vice Provost Equity and Inclusion, Professor in the Faculty of Health, and a member of our African Nova Scotian Advisory Council, who will be delivering our Convocation address today. Also on the platform today and in the audience are many other faculty, staff, and administrators, including your associate deans and your VPs, and many others who are so critical to the success of our students and to the academic excellence of our programs. Can I ask you all to stand as well for us to acknowledge and to thank you? I would now like to invite Dr. Deep Saini to deliver the President's remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Harvey, graduates, families, and friends, and distinguished guests. A very warm welcome to all of you to today's ceremony. What an immense pleasure and an honor it is to finally have this opportunity to join you in person for this convocation. It's been a long wait. After 2 difficult years that kept us physically apart, it is a very, very welcome return to what we call the rite of passage. Today's ceremony blends long traditions with, of course, appropriate adjustments for the times we are living through. And we give a nod to the place where Dalhousie is anchored, this beautiful part of Mi'kma'ki that we call Nova Scotia. This ceremony is a celebration of your transition from students to graduates and alumni. But even more importantly, and may I say far more importantly, it is a celebration of your achievements. This milestone is very well earned. It is a personal recognition of your efforts and abilities, and it is a source of great pride for you as well as for your supporters who are here today and those who are not even here. Class of 2022, you know it very, very well, better than anybody else, that it would be an understatement to say that the last couple of years did not play out exactly how any of us would have imagined. But regardless of the incessant challenges that the circumstances threw at you since the beginning of 2020, you are here. Despite what you were given, look what you made from it. You met your goals, and you're here receiving a testament to your perseverance, your resilience, grit, and determination. And that is a good cause for all of us to put our hands together and say congratulations to this amazing group. Bravo. I know it wasn't the student experience that you had imagined, but you overcame great obstacles to make it to this day. You traveled. Some of you traveled far, along the way navigating evolving restrictions here in Canada and abroad. You adapted and collaborated and made the most of online learning, gaining new skills and insights, and in the process, helping create and then refine a whole new paradigm for how the university education will be delivered and received in the future. Many of the lessons that we learned through these shared experiences of ours will, of course, endure, offering new and better learning tools to the future generations of students. Someday, you will look back and proudly recall that this is where it all began and you were all at the center of it. You haven't had it easy, but I dare to imagine that someday you will also look back and realize, if you don't already do so, that this experience has made you stronger. Perhaps it has made you more resilient, more creative, more innovative, more empathetic, more civic-minded, more conscious of how the actions of one impact many, and more committed to striving for a better tomorrow. And these are exactly the traits that our world needs today. Over the past 2 years, the phrase, the new normal, has become an increasingly familiar part of our lexicon. However, If you think about it, for a society to enter a new normal, so to speak, is nothing unique in itself. If you look back at the history, human history is replete with many major turning points of very similar magnitude. So what is unique about this new normal? Well, the uniqueness of this particular new normal resides in the confluence of the daunting and often wicked challenges that it coincides with. You know what those challenges are, but let me list a few. Some of the leading examples would be climate change and its looming impacts. The recognition that is spreading around the world, and it's doing so on an unprecedented scale, that there have been historical wrongs and they must be righted. New global public health challenges, and that is an all too familiar subject to you all. You are at the center of it. The need to feed a projected population of 9 billion or even more without destroying the planet. The challenges to democracy, peace, and global order, some of that we are experiencing as we speak. And the senseless violence we continue to see in our societies, and I would not repeat what Kathy Martin said earlier. We are experiencing that too at an increasing and more unspeakable rate. Now, you might be wondering, why is this president of ours speaking about all these depressing things on a happy day like this? Please bear with me. There's a point I'm going to make. There's a reason I'm sharing this with you. The task in front of you will not be easy. It will indeed demand a great deal of you. But your generation, and that's the point, but your generation has demonstrated again and again that you have what it takes to overcome extreme circumstances. You've just done that. When I see what you have overcome, particularly over the past 2 years, and especially how you have overcome it, what you have accomplished, and what you have become as a result of it all, I feel totally confident that the world is in very, very good hands, very competent hands. So let's get to the celebration. Today is a big day, very big day. As you cross the stage and become a member of the worldwide community of graduates today, you also join Dalhousie community of graduates, what we call Dalhousie alumni family. This is a distinguished group that has, in fact, already left an indelible mark on societies all around the world. I have no doubt that you too will uphold this tradition, and the years to come will see you too achieve great things, both for yourselves, but even more importantly, for the world. While you do so, I hope you will retain fond memories of your time here at Dalhousie and your roots at your alma mater. You, our graduates, are the greatest source of pride for us. So on behalf of Dalhousie University, please accept my heartfelt congratulations and very, very best wishes for the brilliant future that I'm certain you richly deserve. Thank you, congratulations, and please stay in touch.
Thank you, President Saini. Will graduates please rise? Mr. Chancellor, as Chair of the Senate of Dalhousie University, I ask you to confer degrees on those candidates whose names have been approved by Senate.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in Dalhousie University, I admit to their respective degrees and diplomas with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto those candidates who have fulfilled the requirements of that degree and whose names have been approved by the Senate. Admitto vos ad gradum.
Graduates, please be seated.
I'd now like to call upon Dr. Brenda Merritt, Dean of the Faculty of Health, Dr. Marty Leonard, Dean of the Faculty of Graduate Studies, and Olivier Blais, an orator from the Fountain School of Performing Arts, to present the candidates who are here today receiving degrees.
Mr. Chancellor, as Dean, I am pleased to be here today to celebrate the accomplishments of candidates who have fulfilled the requirements for diplomas and degrees within the Faculty of Health.
Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates are here today to receive the Diploma in Health Services Administration. Donalda Sinelia Jones. Shania Zafir Ali Badri, with honors, first-class honors. Catherine Ellen Carter. Mary Sarah Crow. Mackenzie Elizabeth Durmijo. Kieran Dumas. Kawena Toyin Gordon. Emily Elizabeth Haley. Jenna Nicole McNeil. Megan Elizabeth Kayla McNeil. Tatiana Yvonne McKessie, with honors, first-class honors. Tara Lynn Mellon. Jamie F. Merriman. Paige Hillary Pearl. Jocelyn Paige Podolsky, with distinction. Hugh Ethan Solomon. Yolanda Watungwa, with honors, first-class honors. Wishaki Wenkiamu. Hannah Grace Wilkie. Brooklyn Mackenzie Williams. Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates are here today to receive the Bachelor of Health Sciences. Haley Elizabeth Armstrong in Nuclear Medicine Technology with distinction. Lauren Mary Boyd in Radiological Technology with distinction. Keisha Cross in Respiratory Therapy with distinction. Dakota Dean D'Entremont O'Connell in Radiological Technology with distinction. Joanna Georgina Fianianos in Respiratory Therapy with distinction. Leslie Veronica Graves in Diagnostic Medical Ultrasound Technology with distinction. Lauren Hope Hicks in Nuclear Medicine Technology. Emily Ann Hughes Ryan in Radiological Technology. Kyle Glenn Kidston in Respiratory Therapy with distinction. Deanna Lynn Kimber in Diagnostic Medical Ultrasound Technology with distinction. Marcy Ellen McCallum in Respiratory Therapy with distinction. Emma Catherine McCulloch in Diagnostic Medical Ultrasound Technology with distinction. Andrew Charles Martin in Respiratory Therapy with distinction. Abigail Jensen Matthias in Nuclear Medicine Technology. Sarah Mary McNann in Radiological Technology with distinction. Megan Faith Molloy in Radiological Technology with distinction. Kelty Suzanne O'Brien in Diagnostic Medical Ultrasound Technology. Jessica Janet Richard in Radiological Technology. Sydney Morgan Trenholm in Radiological Technology, distinction. Kendra May Underhill in Radiological Technology, with distinction. Taylor Page West in Radiological Technology with distinction. Mr. Chancellor, The following candidates are here today to receive the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Francesca Sofia Agabao. Arij Al-Qassam with distinction. Lauren Elise Alexander with distinction. Kristen Mary Amaro with distinction. Jordan Elizabeth Awalt. Catherine Ann Barnett. Haley Bonafont. Abigail Elise Boucher with distinction. Ella Mary Boutillier. Shelby Noel Bowser. Mackenzie Elizabeth Bragg with distinction. Madison Kathleen Bragg. Grace Elizabeth Ann Brennan with distinction. Rhiannon Pauline Patricia Brewer. Tikora Susan Brenton. Asha Bryn Riley Brooks. Julia May Yun Chan. Taylor Deanne Chandler with distinction. Nikayla Isabel Encarnacion Dackland with distinction. Madison Elizabeth Ann Dahl with distinction. Ayla Dakis with distinction. Megan Nicole Dukes. Anna Jane Doogie with distinction. Haley Robin Everly with distinction. Liam Alexander Fagan with distinction. Tia Rachel Fricker McNeil with distinction. Riley Elizabeth Gauthier. Julia Lynn Gillis with distinction. Chloe Adora Hiltz with distinction. Doria Gale Hughes. Janie Lee Huntley with distinction. Brooke Lauren Jodry with distinction. Ahmed Mihat Esmat with distinction. Hailey Kang with distinction. Lauren Mary Kennedy. Ishani Khanna with distinction. Isabella Lisa Cuny with distinction. Haley Leanne Lar. Gabrielle Lisa Lavers. Jenny Lynn Lawrence with distinction. Morgan Grace Levangie. Megan Sally Locke with distinction. Abby Noel Loughran. Kaylin Ann Lytle with distinction. Caitlin Dawn McIntyre. Haley Deanna Reese Mackey. Vanessa Natalia Danielle McLennan. Erica Millette with distinction. Olivia Jean Manders with distinction. Jade Marchand. Isabel Olson. Madeline Grace Phillips. Kimberly Ann Alago Pullenton. Marie-Ève Pomerleau. Isha Maitli Prasad. Megan Christine Renfrew. Kaylee Alexandra Richard. Destiny Bell Schofield. Zoe Elizabeth Schofield. Melanie Lynn Scott. Madeline Rachel Shanks with distinction. Leland Christopher Shatford. Abby Catherine Shea. Grace Victoria Stevens. Kennedy Brooks Stevens with distinction. Ewan Aska Solsley. Jacqueline Mary Todd with distinction. Emily Tran. Laura Melissa Trenholm with distinction. Tracy Trong with distinction. Carmen Van Wation with distinction. Shelby Eleanor Werner with distinction. Adam Mitchell Vickery. Brianna Vaught. Olivia Vue with distinction. Natalie Ann Weir with distinction. Maddie Kate Whalen. Aisha Yafa with distinction. Mr. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of candidates who are here today to receive the bachelor's degree.
Mr. Chancellor, as Dean, I am pleased to be here today to celebrate the accomplishments of candidates who fulfill the requirements for degrees within the Faculty of Graduate Studies.
Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates are here today to receive the Master of Health Administration. Emma Grace McGregor Archibald. Nadia Nadal Asaf. Christy Mary Barnaby. Priyadam Domodan. Saeed Elasi. Olivia McCullough Feschuk. Harvinder Kumar. Kayla Margaret McMillan. Karuna Manchanda. Mary Catherine McKetton Driscoll. Magdalena Roots. Robin Drew Slater. Mr. Chancellor, the following candidates are here today to receive the Master of Nursing. Denise Mary Obey. Erica Baird. Carrie Atina Bogle. Laura Lee Burns. Kayla Darlene Jocelyn Carey. Caitlin Elizabeth Chiasson. Emma Samantha Daw. Daniel Arthur DeVoe. Hannah Lillian Doyle. Maggie Joan Mary Gillis. Ashley Mary Hinchy. Carolyn Emily Hogan. Danielle Nicole Jackson. Carly Lynn Lawrence. Allison Nicole McNeil. Matt Patrick Mahoney. Emma Jean McKellar. Caitlin Joy McNaught. Amy Natasha Melançon. Emily Susan O'Regan Martins. Jacqueline Elizabeth Rogers. Stephanie Smith Bilodeau. Holly Sankar. Lauren Dawn Turner. Mr. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of those candidates who are here today to receive the master's degree.
Mr. Chancellor, the degree of Doctor of Philosophy is the highest earned degree awarded by the university, and as such it represents the culmination of the candidate's educational achievement. The following candidates, through thesis and examination, have fulfilled the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Mr. Chancellor, the awarding of the PhD degree completes a long cooperation between the student and their thesis advisor, and we are pleased in this ceremony to also recognize the supervisor of the doctoral candidate. And we would ask the supervisor to stand and remain standing as the graduate crosses the stage. And following the awarding of the degree, we'd be delighted to have you join us on the stage.
Keisha Helen Jeffries. Supervised by Ruth E. Martin Missener. With the doctorate of a Black feminist study of African Nova Scotian nurses and their leadership in healthcare. Rachel Ann Olivier. Supervised by Sherry Price. Exploring postpartum sexual health in Nova Scotia using feminist post-structuralism. Mr. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of candidates who are here today to receive the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
It is now my pleasure to call upon Dr. Dean Marty Leonard to present the recipient of the Governor General's Gold Medal.
I'd like to ask Emma Archibald if she could please come up to the stage. Mr. Chancellor, the Governor General's Gold Medal is awarded each year to the most outstanding master's candidate in fine arts, humanities, and social sciences. And it's my pleasure to present the 2022 winner, Ms. Emma Archibald, who graduated this morning with a master's in health administration. Ms. Archibald completed an exceptional master's thesis aimed at evaluating health programming for physicians in Canada. And her research will provide medical authorities and associations with information on how to improve physician wellness. This work is more important than ever given the detrimental impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic on doctors' health. In addition to her research skills, get this, Ms. Archibald achieved an A+ in each of her 7 required courses with an overall perfect GPA of 4.3. I'm not finished yet, Emma. Perhaps not surprisingly, she was also ranked the top of her graduating class. And as Dr. Gina Parsons-Lee, Ms. Archibald's advisor, said in her letter of nomination, Ms. Archibald is a rising star. With graduates like Ms. Archibald blazing the next trail in our health system, our future is a little brighter, and we couldn't agree more. So, Mr. Chancellor, we are proud to recognize the achievements of Ms. Emma Archibald of the School of Health Administration with the 2022 Governor General's Gold Medal in the Fine Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences.
Please join me once again in congratulating all of our graduates today. And a quick and heartfelt thank you to Olivia Blais, who was our orator today, who did a fantastic job today. Thank you, Olivia. I would now like to call attention to the families and friends of our graduates. We know that Convocation is an important occasion for you as well, and I'm sure that all of us here recognize the importance that your love and that your support has played along the way. So we'd like to express and recognize the importance of your contributions and to express our gratitude to you for your role. So I would ask the graduates to please stand. And I would also like to ask the onstage party to stand. Graduates, your family and friends have been applauding you throughout the day today and throughout the Convocation ceremony. It's your turn now to make some noise in honor of their support. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please be seated.
Congratulations again, all the graduates. Before I introduce our Convocation speaker, I'm compelled to tell a story about Emma Archibald. So I met Emma last night for the first time. We spent about 2.5 hours together, at a dinner at our house, which was organized for this convocation's honorary degree recipient, who the degree would be awarded later today. And Emma was one of the guests there. And I listened to her, learned more about her, and as I learned more, I started sweating a little bit. And the reason I was sweating was that I kept realizing that I'm so glad that I have a job and I don't have to compete with her. It just was so special. Emma, congratulations, and congratulations to all of you. I get that feeling many, many times when I meet our students who are just absolutely amazing. Well, it is my pleasure now to introduce our convocation speaker for this convocation, Dr. Barb Hamilton Hinch. Dr. Hamilton Hinch is Dalhousie's Assistant Vice Provost, Equity and Inclusion, and an Associate Professor in the School of Health and Human Performance. Her scholarly work examines the impact of structural, systemic, and institutional racism on diverse populations, particularly people of African descent. Within the Faculty of Health and across the university, Dr. Hamilton Hinch is a passionate leader who helps to create academic programs and structures that are more equitable, diverse, and inclusion. It is with great pleasure that I invite Dr. Barb Hamilton Hinch to address the convocation.
We're just making some adjustments. That's probably good enough. Yeah, that works. Let me get my mask off. I was just sitting with Louise playing, is it time yet? Is it time yet? And she was coaching me and saying, not yet, not yet. Because I'm a little nervous up here. But I'm going to treat it like a lecture. And before I do that, I just wanted to just congratulate you all. I was crying as you were walking in because convocation is very emotional for me. Some of you might have saw the tears, but we'll get through this. So I'm going to start with a quote from Chadwick Boseman. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember, the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. Good morning, President Saini, Provost Harvey, Chancellor Bryson, and all the other dignitaries, especially our graduates and their family and friends. Before I begin my address this morning, I want to acknowledge my Indigenous brothers and sisters in the unceded, unsurrendered territory of Mi'kma'ki, and the shoulders of giants of African descent that I stand on, especially my mother, who made it possible for me to get an education and to stand here before you. My mother worked day work, cleaning homes in the south end of Halifax, a waitress for the former Keddy's Motor Inn, and at the age of 45, wrote her insurance broker exam so that she could later provide for her family of 5 as a single mom. My dad passed away when I was 14 years of age. I tell you this because none of you have accomplished your success on your own. So I ask all of you to take a minute and recognize someone who is not with you today physically and those who may not be with you in spirit, and thank them for their sacrifices. It's beautiful to have a granddad here. He showed it out for Keisha, so glad you're here, Granddad. When I was asked to deliver the congregation address, I wondered, why me? I tried to come to as many of the previous convocations this year as possible to get some great ideas. I even Googled a couple, and I'm so very honored and humbled to address you, the graduates. The last time I stood on this stage to do something similar was May 1991. Yeah, you can do the math. When I graduated and gave the valedictorian speech from my School of Health and Human Performance. I thought about dusting off that speech and using it. The theme would still be very fitting. It was make our mark. But then I thought about self-plagiarism. And I'm sure there are many good lessons and memories you will take with you as you graduate, such as APA formatting and the number of times it changed, how to navigate bright space collaborative teams, being able to roll out of bed and make it to an 8:30 class with or without your PJs on and maybe a proper top on top. Working in groups, projects in class and online, doing volunteer work and practicums during COVID. Many of you are the students who made some big decisions when COVID changed the way we teach and you learn. It was a hard navigation for all of us. I remember packing up my office and planning for a 2-week work from home. 2 weeks turned into almost 2 years. Many of us had to adapt how we teach and learn to 100% online. How to teach to Hollywood squares, some with faces, some without. How to pre-record a lecture by talking to ourselves or our pets or anyone else that would listen. Post it online and hope that students listen to it. We had to learn how to make a valuable connection to each other virtually. I really did miss the personal contact that is so important to me. For some of this felt great and safe. For others, it was scary and confusing. And for different reasons, some of the students who started with you may not be graduating today. They may have had to navigate other challenges. So today, in honor of those who face challenges, and even some of you, I want to focus on stand up and step in. Graduating from the Faculty of Health and from your specific programs is a privilege and an honor. You are joining a humble profession. It is a profession where you are taught to think about the most vulnerable population and the communities that have been marginalized. Step up and step in. A good friend and professor of mine once said that if we program and plan for the most vulnerable, we will automatically be providing services for others. Think about that. Who are the most vulnerable, and how can we improve what we do for them? I don't need to tell you how resilient you are. You're here. But I do want to remind you that you are a group of students who are graduating during a time of awareness of missing and murdered Indigenous women, the Truth and Reconciliation recommendations, the discovery of several Indigenous children's unmarked graves, a time of the awakening of Black Lives Matter, the murder of George Floyd, the apology to Viola Desmond, the recognition of African Nova Scotians as a distinct people, the murdering of our Muslim brothers and sisters in Quebec, the movement towards a commitment of accessibility policy to support and recognize those living with visible and invisible disabilities, the ongoing recognition and support for same-sex marriages, the welcoming of new Canadians from many countries fleeing war and persecution, some because of their sexual identity. We must stand up and step in. To my warriors, the students who are African Nova Scotian, my Sierra Leonean sister, students of African descent, Indigenous students, students with disabilities, LGBTQ students, and others, you know who you are. You survived an education system since public school that may not have wanted you to succeed. You worked through a curriculum that did not reflect you. I want you to know I see you and I see your struggle. And those who are comfortable, who are my warriors, I just ask that you stand and be recognized for getting through what you have experienced. So please stand. I will continue to stand up and step in for you. I know what it feels like to go into a classroom, to go into a meeting and be the only. I thank you for your sacrifices and your commitment to making it through and being here today. You have become, all of you, more aware of the impacts of global warming and witness the world stopping as a result of a pandemic. All of this may sound very overwhelming, frustrating, angering, and may cause other emotions. It is a lot. But reflect for a minute on how some of these experiences have shaped your consciousness, has made you more aware of injustices, discrimination, racism. How have you become more aware of some of the history of Canada that has not been taught in your textbooks? How you know more about yourselves and your responsibilities as an advocate for equitable health care and policies. Stand up and step in. You have become stronger and more aware of oppressive practices and policies in education, justice, housing, and the healthcare system. What contribution can you give to improve systems that don't support or reflect diversity? I know, this is a lot, it's heavy, it's supposed to be a celebration, but we do have a lot of responsibility as part of the Faculty of Health. So it's not my intent to put the weight of the world on your shoulders, but to reflect and observe what you have learned and what you've gone through. But I do want to get into your conscience and challenge you to think about this. I have personally been negatively affected by a system that was not designed for me or my family. As an African Nova Scotian, and you see I did number my pages, so now they're off. I don't share these comments for sympathy, but to bring attention to policies and practices that you can now influence. Stand up and step in. My mom, who has been and continues to be my rock and my anchor, died in September 2020 as a result of lung cancer. She survived for almost 2 years from her diagnosis. However, during one of her visits to the hospital, because of a back spasm, she was treated as if she did not matter. At this time, my mom was 81, took her prescribed medication, but was still in a lot of pain. I accompanied her to the hospital. We got to the counter to register, and the person asked, "Who is the patient?" And I answered and said, "My mom." She looked to me and I said, "I will ask your mom some questions." I interrupted her and told her my mom just took pain medication and she's not coherent right now. She then told me my mom would have to go to the counter to be triaged and that I could not go with her because of COVID. I understood these policies and I appreciate the need, but just before my mom was registering, 2 individuals, both of whom were white, with one supporting the other, registered ahead of us and were able to go together to be triaged. When I asked, why could they go together, she told me, "I don't know their condition." And I told her, "You do not know my mother's condition." I then proceeded to say, "I'm Dr. Barb Hamilton Hinch, and I teach in this Faculty of Health, and I would like to speak to your supervisor because I feel that we are being treated differently." She then told me I could go on with my mom. Stand up and step in. I should not have to use my credentials to get better access to care. Similar situations have happened on more than one occasion. We have witnessed incidents that have happened to Indigenous people, same-sex couples, those who experience homelessness and addictions, and others. Some don't seek health care because of the discrimination they experience. What can we do collectively to change this? Stand up and step in. These reflections are important because no matter if you're a graduate with a diploma in health science, health services administration, nursing, health promotion, or senior graduate degrees, particularly our 2 PhD candidates, Keisha and Rachel, you all now have another level of responsibility to question some of the policies and practices, to advocate for those who can't advocate for themselves, to listen intently and with humility to the experiences your clients, patients are sharing with you. Validate their lived experiences. Look at the policies and recommendations from a different lens, such as an Indigenous lens, 2-eyed seeing, an Afrocentric lens, a race-conscious lens. Stand up and step in. Since you've crossed the stage there, you're now part of a very big family. And Dr. Saini already talked about that, Dalhousie University. I recognize that we are not a perfect family. But what family is? We have family secrets and have explored them through the Lord Dalhousie Report on Slavery and Race. We have not been as inclusive to our diverse populations, and some are not even allowed to attend this very institution. We are working on creating a sense of belonging. We have developed initiatives to increase diversity in our faculty, staff, and students. Some of you have been pivotal as students to educate us. Many of our nursing students has told us what we have done wrong, and to let us know what we could do better. And we thank you for that. Now, as alumni, your responsibility is even greater, particularly as students of Faculty of Health. Please keep us accountable. Communicate often with us. Join some of our alumni committees. We will always want to know, at least I will, how you're doing and how we get you back. People who know me know. If you don't have the hat, if you don't have the PhD hat, come back, keep going, keep going. Find ways to make sure we don't miss you. Convocations for me are both a celebration and a realization that the importance is now placed on you, the next generation. In conclusion, one of my sister friends kept saying to me, you need to end with 3 key points. Number 1, you are not an imposter. You have the skills to do the job that you have been taught to do. Number 2, listen to your heart. It will always lead you in the right direction. Number 3, learn to take care of you as you take care of others. There's only one you. And Maya Angelou tells us, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. And remember, stand up and step in. Thank you.
One of the privileges of serving as provost and VPA at Dalhousie is the opportunity to attend this year 17 convocations. And what's so amazing about those experiences is the opportunity to hear several powerful convocation addresses. But a few are a step above even those outstanding convocation addresses. Barb, it has been a distinct pleasure to be working with and learning from you in your role as Assistant VP Equity and Inclusion. And I just want to thank you again for that incredibly powerful speech. Thank you. Graduates, let me be the first to acknowledge that as you leave the auditorium today, you will officially become part of Dalhousie's alumni network of more than 152,000 people around the world. This is a wonderful asset that I hope you'll take advantage of, connecting to the broader Dal community. We certainly invite you to get involved. We invite you to stay involved. In recognition of your new status, members of the Alumni Association will be presenting you with an alumni pin on the way out of the ceremony today, and we hope that you wear it with pride. Congratulations again. Welcome to the Dalhousie alumni family. Graduates and guests, this concludes the business of convocation today. After the singing of O Canada, if you can please remain standing as you are able as the academic procession leaves the auditorium. I now invite you all to join Josh Robinson, a Dalhousie voice student from the Fountain School of Performing Arts, to sing O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command, car ton bras se porte le pays, il se porte la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Give me the manage, don't Delio no day, nigga much good, my we done it. Give me the manage, don't what a big soul did, nigga much good. Abahon madultinet, abahon madultinet, dan gisuk keliga haluk sigu ulau si amo we aheu we yo we ha ya ya we yo he ha ya we yo he ha ya we yo he ha high. manage Don Delio no te Nigga much to my we done Give me dead manage Don what a big soul Nigga much to Abahon madultine Abahon madultine Dan gisul teliga haluk sigu Ulaw sit amu We a heu We yo we ha ya ya We yo he yo he ha ya We yo he ha ya ya We yo he ha ya We yo he ha ya We yo he ha ya ya We yo he ha ya he yo We yo we ha ya ya We yo he yo he ha ya We 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 yo he ha ya hey yo We yo we ha ya ya We yo hey yo he ha ya We yo he ha ya ya We yo he ha ya We yo he ha ya We yo he ha ya ya We yo he ha